I'm going to assume you want a beautiful brand and you want it quickly. In this video, I'll explore how to build a visual brand for social media quickly and with quality. We're actually going to design a brand together to post and promote it on social media. You're going to love this. Stay with me. I'm Pallen, a brand strategist. Welcome to my channel where I promise practical advice to build your brand. Today's going to be fun and very practical. I'm going to move step by step through some creative decisions and deliverables so we can build an amazing brand on social media. My partner for this video is Penji, an unlimited graphic design service that operates as a monthly subscription. It is so cool. So for a set fee, you get unlimited graphic designs, branding, animation, graphics, digital, print, illustrations, presentations, and so much more than I can even show you today. So we'll focus on a handful of deliverables related to building your own brand, personal brand, business brand, startup brand on social media. You're going to love how easy Penji makes delegating over 120 plus design services with one subscription. Their AI automatically assigns the best creative for every project, ensuring that you'll always have the right talent. Super cool. I think we should get started with an important aspect of visual branding if you want to show up consistently on social media, and that is a logo. And we're going to use Penji to design it first. Some examples. I should mention, not only are we going to use Penji to design a logo for a new business, but I'm actually going to show you a few logo examples that I think are great. All of these logos that I'm about to show you quickly have been designed using Penji's service, which is awesome. The first example of a good logo that I want to show you is called Druthers Brewing Company. That's the brand. Let's actually look here at the fact that this logo was made from a word mark. So each letter was customized, obviously, to create this really unique shape. I also want to draw your attention to the fact that this logo has two beautiful fonts that have been paired really well, really unique, but they work well together. That is the sign of a good logo. Let's keep going. Here's another one that's been designed in Penji called Moonstruck Coffee. This is a little different than a word mark. This is what we would call a combination mark. So here you've got the icon, which is uniquely centered, almost like a stamp. And then you've got the word mark that moves around it, or the name of the company actually works around it, as I said, like a stamp. This is really a brand that's targeting a younger audience, and that's obvious in the colors and in the styling that they've gone with. And I think this works well for web and print, this particular logo. Can't you imagine this printed on a coffee cup? This is a great logo. Now, for something a little more simple, something a little more generic, a little more plain, this is great for a business that's just getting started. This is what we would call a monogram. In this case, we're assuming a first and a last letter initial combo here. Really simple, really a good, almost generic in a good way, a good option. Say, for example, a jewelry brand or someone in fashion. Maybe this logo gets stamped on a physical product. You definitely probably won't stand out very well with a monogram. I mean, look at brands like Gucci that have obviously spent so many millions of dollars on brand awareness and advertising. They can stand out, but certainly if you're just getting started, a monogram is definitely a safe, but not a very adventurous option, but it can still work great for a lot of brands. Let's keep going. This is a really cool logo that I spotted was made on Penji. It is called Base is the brand. This is, again, a word mark. It's a fitness brand. It's a little more literal in its reference, which I think is a nice example, right? It's actually got a physical base. That's like that little parentheses on its side to actually represent a base. I think that's super cool. Definitely skews a little more masculine. I like that they've modified the word to really look stylized and unique. One more example that I think is great. This is called Sandwichery. This is a combination. So you've got the icon or that mark design, and then you've got the word down below. I just think this has a really unique visual style. I love that they've maintained the same kind of width in the icon that represents the brand, and I think this would create a lot of opportunities for some interesting visual branding that will go along with it. So those are some examples. Now it's time to make our logo. Let's speed this part up while I give you a quick overview on what you need to ask your designer for. On Penji, you'll complete a brief, as you see me doing here, really straightforward. Be clear on what you want, describe your business in a couple of sentences, think about your target market, communicate that. Where will your logo be used? color preferences, you get the idea. There's tips along the left. In this example, we're designing a logo for my restaurant business called Yummy Noodles. I want a clean, minimalist, and vibrant design. My audience is young professionals for dine-in and takeout, lunch, and dinner. Penji will give you the option to pick up to 5 images that fit your style, which gives the designer some reference points before they design yours. You also have the option to upload images you may have found elsewhere, so I'll share the examples that we looked at earlier. Now, here's what's awesome. In less than 24 hours, I had 2 logo designs to look at, and I love both of them. I'm going to show you them right now. Here's option 1, and here's option 2. So those are some best practices for designing your logo. It's pretty neat to walk through the process and get exactly what I was looking for. I have fairly high expectations since I've been doing this for quite a while, and I'm super pleased with the final result. Now that we have a logo, we're going to choose one. Let's move on to figuring out brand guidelines, which are essential for consistency across social media platforms. By the way, you're probably wondering which logo I chose. Both of these are awesome options. If you go back and look at the examples that we looked at the beginning of this, I would say that option 2 was definitely the closest to what I was looking for. I think this is so creative, this is so well done, and it's so visually interesting to look at. But what we really need now, besides just having a logo, is some guidelines that people can follow, right? Not everyone is familiar with your brand as you. And the expectation is that someone else can come along. Maybe they're preparing a social media post, or they're working for you, or a pamphlet or a brochure, right? And they should be able to know exactly how to interact with your brand. And that is exactly what brand guidelines or a brand style guide. Same thing. That's exactly what they're for. So I went to Penji. I won't go through the process again. You saw it with the logo. Went to Penji again and I said, hey guys, can you help me create some guidelines for this brand new brand? And have a look. Look what they came up with. So different versions of the logo. You can show it in color. You can also show it in black and white. That's how it looks, grayscale. In terms of background color, it's good to specify, right? What color can the background go on? In this case, the logo can go on black, the bowl should be red, the noodle should be yellow, that kind of mustard color. On red, the bowl should be white, and the noodles should stay that same kind of mustard color, and noodles, the word written in white in both instances, unless of course it's on white. So then we move to color, right? So we are using a handful of colors. In this example, I'm also throwing in a brown. Well, I'm not really throwing it in. The Penji team suggested it, because again, you're working with seasoned designers here. They're suggesting that brown be a really good color to add to this palette, just to have some variety. Finally, really important to define typeface. You don't want all different fonts being used when people use your brand. It's the first indicator that your brand is not consistent. And so you want to actually choose, hey, here are a handful of fonts that can be used with this brand. This is what we would call a brand style guide or brand guidelines. So we've got a logo, some brand guidelines. I'm finally ready to begin showing up online. In this part, I'm going to talk through some best practices, and I'll choose Instagram for this example, but know that these tips really apply to showing up on any social media platform. Instagram happens to be visual, and lots of people have it as a priority platform. So let's dive right in and create a feed post together. Actually, I should clarify, we are working together on this, but I'm not designing it because I'm using Penji, right? Penji is here to help me design it and make my life a lot easier. So all I had to do for this collaboration, specify what I needed, a post for Instagram using our fancy new brand that we've designed with Penji's help, some best practices specifically for Instagram. If you're posting on a feed, ideally it's 1,000 pixels, 80 wide by 1350 high. You have a little bit of extra space on the vertical there so that you take up news feeds. Look how amazing these look. Well done, Manuel, as our designer for this project. I absolutely love both of these results. These are awesome and professional and look amazing to post on Instagram to announce that we're open. Again, I got this design in less than 24 hours, and it feels like it happened in an instant, and it's one less thing for me to worry about. I've got my social media content ready to go. I'm super, super pleased to be able to go and put this on Instagram. So there you have it. We created a logo, some brand guidelines, and a feed post for Instagram, all from scratch in a few minutes. Thank you, Penji, for making this very simple and for offering a service that makes designing these assets so easy. Some advice as you create a brand for social media: be clear on your goal. What is it you're trying to achieve? To build a brand for social, none of this matters if you're not crystal clear on your goals. So really think about what it is you're trying to achieve from a business standpoint. Think about that before you get started. Now I want to hear from you. If you've got any lingering questions about this process or this platform, comment below. Let's keep the conversation going on down there. I respond to those personally. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That helps other people discover these videos, which we work hard to create for you. And subscribe for more of my videos on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand. A huge thanks to Penji for sponsoring this video. Linked in the description below so that you can check it out for yourself. I highly recommend it. Next, I'm sharing a few videos I think you'll be interested in. I'm Pallen. Thanks for watching. Those are coming up next.